Me and Marlon, I've done some kind of like press junket interviews with him before, so we knew each other. You know, we would DM each other every so often.
Right.
So I reached out to him on DM, and I said, "Hey, we want to do an interview." He goes, "Okay, talk to this person, this one woman who works for him, right?"
Right.
So when my assistant talked to her, she said that Marlon wants to do the interview. He wants 40,000 plus 30% of all future revenue, right? And I was like, okay, that's kind of a ridiculous number,
right?
You know, if you know how much YouTube actually makes, right? And based on his overall numbers, where you know you look at the Breakfast Club or so forth, he does like a few 100,000 views. So I was going through some fucked up shit at the time, so I just became an asshole about it.
Right.
And I started like talking about that shit in my interviews, and I was like kind of calling him out. I didn't have to do that. I was just being an asshole.
Right.
Right. Because he was actually pretty polite with me when me and him actually talked on the phone before all this happened. So I was being an asshole. So then he started talking shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just started going back and forth. And at the end of the day, I didn't have to do what I did.
Right.
At the end of the day, it was a private conversation. It was a business deal. It didn't work out. You know, you and I know how there's lots of business deals that ultimately don't work out.
Absolutely.
Right. You know, but my point was, you know, which I still stand behind, is that, you know, the amount that he was asking for. And it's like, you know, people like to say, well, you're not going to say what I'm worth, but the market says what you're worth.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely.
Right. If it's like, if you as a rapper, you know, said, okay, from now on, I'm only doing mega stadiums. So if it's not a mega stadium, don't call me.
Right.
No one's gonna call you, right? You know what I mean?
You know, trust me, I know how you two work now. I know exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna start paying you off what we make per show instead of just giving you more than what you're supposed to get.
Right.
Go ahead, my bad.
So no, it's all good. So my point was, my original point that amount was unrealistic still stands, because from what I know, no one's ever paid him that. Right. You know, he did Shannon Sharp right afterwards, and it got a lot of views, but then Shannon Sharp publicly says that we don't pay for interviews.
Right.
So my point still stands, but I was just being an asshole about it.
I got you.
You know, so he did his comedian thing and talked shit about me, and you know, some of it was funny, you know, and it is what it is.
No.